I can model multiplication with the factors 1 and 0. So in this lesson, we're going to multiply with 1 and 0. Let's review by skip counting. Let's skip count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So when we skip count by 4s, what numbers do we land on? Well, we landed on 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. How can we use this number line to show 3 times 4? Well, to do that, we would start at 0 and make 3 jumps of 4. 1, 2, 3, and we would land on the number 12. So 3 times 4 would equal 12. How can we use this number line to show 3 times 0? Well, we would start at 0 and make 0 jumps. Making 0 jumps would leave us right at 0. So 3 times 0 would equal 0. Now let's look at this word problem. Luke sees 4 bird baths. Each bird bath has 2 birds in it. What multiplication sentence tells how many birds there are? So here is our question. What multiplication sentence tells how many birds there are? So we need to come up with a multiplication sentence or a multiplication equation. So let's read back and see what we can tell or what we know from this word problem. So the first thing is that Luke sees 4 bird baths. So let's go ahead and draw 4 bird baths so we can visualize the problem. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bird baths. So now we got the first part of this word problem. Now the next part of the word problem reads, each bird bath has 2 birds in it. So let's draw a quick picture to show the birds in the bird bath. So in each bird bath, there are 2 birds in it. So we're going to go ahead and draw just a quick picture. 1 bird, 2 birds. 2 birds in that bird bath, another 2 in that bird bath, and another 2 in that bird bath. Now, let's look at what we have here. So we have 4 bird baths. And in each bird bath, we have the 2 birds. Now, what multiplication sentence tells how many birds there are? Well, we have the 4 bird baths times the 2 birds in each bird bath. And that equals 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 birds. So here's the multiplication sentence that tells how many birds there are. 4 bird baths, 2 birds in each bird bath equals 8 birds altogether. Now, what would happen if one bird flies away from each bird bath? Well, things would change. This would not be the equation anymore. So let's see how it would change. So if one bird flies away from each bird bath, we would have to cross out one bird from each bird bath. Now, what multiplication sentence would it be? Well, we still have 4 bird baths, so that would still be 4, where 4 would be the bird baths, times how many birds are in each bird bath? Only 1. The 1 would be the birds left in each bird bath. And that would equal how many birds? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 would be the total number of birds. So if one bird would fly away from each bird bath, there would be 4 birds left, or 4 birds total. Now let's consider another situation. Let's cross out another bird in each bird bath. Would this multiplication sentence still be the same? Well, no, it would change. Well, let's see how it would change. There are still 4 bird baths. So this factor would remain the same. But how many birds are in each bird bath? There's no birds. So this would have to change. So it wouldn't be 1 anymore. It would be 0. 0 birds are left in each bird bath. So how many birds are there total now? Well, there's none here, 0, and 0. So this would have to change as well. There are 0 birds. So the multiplication sentence for this picture would be 4 times 0 equals 0, where 4 represents the 4 bird baths, 0 represents 0 birds in each bird bath, and another 0 would represent the total number of birds, which is 0. Now let's look at this word problem. Jenny has 2 pages of bird stickers. There are 4 stickers on each page. How many stickers does she have in all? So here's the question part of the word problem. How many stickers does she have in all? Well, let's draw a quick picture so that we can make sure that we understand the word problem. So going back, what do we know? Jenny has 2 pages of bird stickers. So let's draw that. If this was her book, and these are her pages, we can see that she has 2 pages. Now, we already went through the first part of the word problem. Let's continue reading. There are 4 stickers on each page. So let's go ahead and draw a quick picture for that. So 4 stickers on this page and 4 stickers on this page. So, what would the multiplication equation or sentence be for this word problem? Well, going back, we know that Jenny has 2 pages. So one factor would be 2. And on each page, there are 4 stickers. So the other factor would be 4. So it's two groups of 4, in other words. And that would equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stickers in all. So Jenny has 8 stickers in all. Now let's suppose that Jenny uses 1 page of the stickers. So in other words, these stickers are gone. She uses all of these. How would the multiplication equation change? Well, now think. Now there's only one group of 4. So that means there's only 1 page with 4 stickers in that page. And the total amount would be just that 4. Now finally, let's suppose that she uses the rest of the stickers. So now these stickers are gone. How would the multiplication equation change? Well, now she has 0 pages of the 4 stickers left. So how many stickers does she have? 0. In other words, she has 0 groups of 4 or 0 pages of 4 stickers. So Jenny has 0 stickers left. Let's take a closer look at this multiplication equation. 0 times 4 equals 0. What does each number in 0 times 4 equals 0 tell you? Well, the factor 0 tells you that there are no sheets of stickers. The 4 tells you that there were 4 stickers on a sheet. And the product 0 tells you that there are no stickers. Now let's think patterns. What do you notice about the product of a number and 0? Well, if you notice, it's always going to be 0. So in other words, what is the product of 0 and 75? Well, it would equal 0. What would be the product of 0 and 100? The product would be 0. Now let's look at this equation. 1 times 4 equals 4. What do you notice about the product of a number and 1? Well, you should notice that the product is always going to be the same as the number. Such as in this case, the product is 4 and the number is 4. So what would the product be of 1 and 58? It would be 58 because a number times 1 always equals itself. So what we're talking about here is, first, the identity property of multiplication. The identity property of multiplication states that the product of any number and 1 is that number. So in other words, 7 times 1 equals 7. Notice that the number is the same. Another example is 6 times 1 equals 6. Again, the product is the same as the number. Another example is 1 times 7 equals 7. Again, notice that the product is the same as that number. And one last example. 1 times 6 equals 6. Again, the product of any number and 1 is that same number. So what pattern do you see when you multiply numbers with 1 as a factor? 1 times any number is that number. The other important property in today's lesson is the zero property of multiplication. So what is the zero property of multiplication? The zero property of multiplication states that the product of 0 and any number is 0. So in other words, 0 times 5 equals 0. So the product is 0 when you're multiplying 0, or when 0 is a factor. Another example, 5 times 0 equals 0. Again, the product of 0 and any number is 0. 0 times 8 equals 0. So the product of 0 and any number is 0. And the last example, 8 times 0 equals 0. Notice again that the product of a number and 0 is 0. So what pattern did you see when you multiply numbers with 0 as a factor? The product is always 0 when 0 is a factor. In this lesson, you learned how to model multiplication with the factors 1 and 0.